I'm going to jump right in with this one and help you understand what's going on with your breathing when you get anxious. Very simply put, you're hyperventilating or over-breathing, but if you've had anxiety for a long time, you'll know that already. You'll have Googled it on the internet. So we'll scrap all the definitions that you've already read and we'll see if we can get you to make sense of it. Many people feel that they can't breathe properly during high levels of anxiety or during a panic attack. It can feel that you're actually gasping or gulping to get the air into your lungs. I experienced all of that myself, but the main difficulty I had with breathing was that suffocating feeling. It felt like someone had their hands over my mouth or nose, and if you have that during panic attacks or anxiety, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So we're going to start to break it down and take the fear out of it. It's your nervous system doing something for you at the moment that you don't need done, basically. All throughout this course, I've been telling you about your stress response, your survival instinct, how your brain can make mistakes, things that you'll be doing yourself that can create anxiety. But I'm going to take a different approach to it this time when I'm explaining breathing. Your brain doesn't trust you, or me when it happened to me. Your brain doesn't trust you to make conscious decisions as to whether or not you're in danger. Let's say we were all out having dinner and we're having a great time, and a bull comes charging into the restaurant. You can see the bull's pretty close at this stage. It doesn't make sense if we were to discuss, well, what should we do? Should we hide beneath the table? Should we get up? Should we run? Well, we put it to a vote. As by the time we all decide what to do, the bull's already at the table. And look at us, we're all really happy. That doesn't make sense. There's a bull at the table and we're not ready for it. We need our heart to be pounding. We need to be away from that table. But the problem is, that can't just happen with us thinking about it and taking a vote. That's why we need our brain to take over and decide for us, basically. Look, what's the appropriate course of action? Your brain, think of it as having a little store, which I've detailed in another video, but think of a little store of images as to what could possibly hurt you. And when your brain picks up on something a little unusual, it can quickly scan this against all the images of things that could possibly hurt you. So it can think, yeah, okay, it's big, it's got 4 legs, it's brown, it's furry. Oh my God, it's a bull. The alarm bells are ringing. Your nervous system has been alerted to jolt you out of that nice, happy state and prepare you to get out of there as your life is in danger. You need energy to do this. Thinking about it, you're dead. The bull's on top of the table. Your brain takes over to protect you. Your sympathetic nervous system is in charge now. You're hot, you're sweaty, adrenaline's flying, your breathing has speed up, your heart's pounding. All of this mobilizes you to get away from the table. And when you come back into the restaurant, you see it was just a little puppy, okay? It did have 4 legs and it was brown and furry. You see, your brain makes mistakes as it operates on a better safe than sorry principle that I've spoken about before. And it makes sense. It's better to protect you than risk getting hit by a bull. But the point I suppose I want you to get out of this is that your brain and your nervous system, between them, they can create symptoms of anxiety when there's nothing really there to be afraid of. And this is where we get into trouble. You will know from previous parts of the course that you might have already done, particularly the one on memory and emotions and on the sections when I take you through your own thought processes. If you've already gone through these parts of the course, you will see that your brain will have matched up some probably day-to-day things with an anxiety response. Your brain will see some of these things as being dangerous for you, sort of like matching up the 4 legs, brown and furry puppy with a bull. And this happens outside of your conscious awareness. So you don't know what's happening. You're going about your business and you're getting hit with all of that from your nervous system. And this is where your breathing changes. If it were something obvious like a bull, you would understand and even accept that you experience all these changes in your body and you'd be able to calm down really quickly as you could see what was happening. But if your brain has matched up day-to-day experiences with a stress response, say things like meeting with your boss, going shopping, going outside, or even meeting your friends for dinner, if your brain has matched that up as something that's dangerous for you, you won't understand when your physiology changes. And probably more important, with something like a bull, when you realise it's just a little puppy dog, you can relax, you understand. But if you're just having dinner with your friends, you don't know when the danger goes away. Your physiology has changed and you start to hyperventilate. But you're just having dinner with your friends and you can feel the effects of the nervous system in your body and you start to become afraid. And because you're capable of conscious thought, you start to think about it, you start to worry. If you need a refresher on this, you can nip back up to the section on your negativity bias. But just to recap it quickly, because you're capable of thinking, you start to worry, what's happening to me? Can other people see this? Can I breathe okay? And it just gets worse. And now pay attention, because this is really, really important. Where we get into a lot of trouble is you become conscious of your own breathing. Breathing is something that happens unconsciously. That's another thing that your brain doesn't trust you to do. Your brain knows that we'd forget to do it. It happens automatically, perfectly, outside of our awareness. But once you become conscious of it, we start to make little changes in it. We try to breathe more, we try to breathe less, we try to get in more air. There's where we get messed up. Which brings me to, how do we fix it? Well, it's not one particular thing. It's all the things that you've been doing so far in the course. It's all the stuff at the beginning when you've been looking at your thought processes, the mistakes you've been making in your thinking, when you've understood about the negativity bias. You also need to look at the section on memory and emotion, because no two of us are the same. Your reasons for getting anxious and my reasons, they'll be different. The things in our brain is the same. How to fix it is similar for both of us, but there'll be little differences in our thought processes and in our experiences. And to make it unique to you, if you haven't done it already, get back up to the start of the course and go through it. Correct all the things there, then go on down and start looking at the calming it all down section.